Hey everyone, hi there. And today, as you might have guessed from the title of this video, I'm making a video about budget-friendly, truly budget-friendly bodybuilding nutrition. After I made an expose on you know who, I asked you at the end of the video whether I should make a video about budget nutrition. And naturally, of course, this person's subscribers started writing to me like, well, since you present yourself as such a smart guy, make your own meal plan and show us. It would be interesting to see that, and I even told you myself that I'm genuinely curious to see how it would turn out. Because here in Kazakhstan, I personally haven't seen anyone actually create a truly budget-friendly meal plan for a bodybuilder, so of course I'll convert all the prices from tenge to rubles. But I'll tell you right away, just to get ahead of things, that my daily meal plan didn't come out to 100 rubles, as you might have thought. It was 200, approximately 10 rubles, and this is only twice as much as the budget of the video I am making. Exposure. As you may remember from the previous video, I told you that in order to gain muscle mass, we need about 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, about 1 gram of fat per kilogram of body weight, and also 4 or 6 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of body weight. And today I will be using myself as a reference. Right now I weigh 79-80 kilograms, and I want to gain mass. And in order to gain mass from 80, let's say, to 85 kilo, I will be planning my diet based on these numbers. But before going to the store, I made this kind of product list for the week. Here you can see the fully edited table, to which I made adjustments after filming the video. The proteins, fats, and carbohydrates are calculated here, as well as the total number of kilocalories. If you are interested, you can pause the video and take a closer look at everything. I'll come back to this table at the end of the video. I'll divide these products and we'll end up with exactly 6 meals. We should eat every 3 to 3.5 hours. So, friends, now I'm getting ready to go to the store and we're going shopping for these products together. Let's go! Today I have a long journey through the stores ahead of me because I can't buy all the products in one place. And especially you can't find the best prices for everything in just one store. That's why today we'll visit about 4 stores. Right now we're getting 12 cutlets. Here they're sold in packs, and we'll go to another store. We'll get 2 more there because you can buy them individually, but here they're 36 tenge cheaper. There was nothing worth getting in this store, so we went to the second one. These cost 196 and these cost 190, so there's a 6 tenge difference. And that's the difference, but the weight is the same, so naturally we're taking these. Now let's move on and buy the 2 cutlets we couldn't get at the previous store. We bought the remaining 2 cutlets, and after that we went to get bananas. Bananas contain a very large amount of carbohydrates, and we always need carbs before a workout. Next I went to pick out the cheapest apples. I took 4 of them, and I took 3 oranges because the price of oranges was too high. And if I had taken 7 oranges, then our budget video would have turned into a non-budget one entirely. I finished with the fruit, and after that I went to buy cucumbers. To brighten up and diversify our dish a bit, I bought 4 tomatoes. I also bought some green onions to add a bit of zest. Well friends, we've just been to 2 stores and already bought half of the groceries. From the list, we bought bananas, onions, apples, tomatoes, and cutlets. We bought 12 of them in the first store and the remaining 2 in the second store. Then we bought, thank you, cucumbers, oatmeal flakes, Hercules oats, and oranges. Altogether, it cost us about 3,000 tenge. Now we're heading home. I'll drop off all these groceries and then we'll go to the third store. After I left the first half of the groceries at home, I headed to the last, third store. And in this store, as far as I know, grains are especially cheap. So naturally we went straight to the grain section first. First I bought 2 kilograms of rice. After that I went to buy 500 grams of pasta. And the last grain we were interested in was buckwheat. And just like with the pasta, we bought half a kilo of it. Next we headed to the protein sources, which were eggs. We picked some of the cheapest eggs available on the shelf and bought exactly 2 dozen. I feel like a big spender and not someone on a budget. It's just becoming the norm now. Some claim this one right here. 1 pack of cottage cheese for 100 rubles. I went to pick out milk, and as always, I chose the cheapest one I could find on the shelf. The cheapest cheese we found was 33 tenge. That's it. After a long search for the cheapest cheese, I went looking for fish. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any good fish at reasonable prices. so I had to go with fish sticks instead. The fish looks terrible. This one right here. What even is this? I would never eat this in my life. Mummified fish. Seriously. We purchased 4 delicious salmon patties for 4 consecutive days and 12 flavorful fish sticks for the remaining 3 days of the week. That is precisely how it is. To have something to cook all the things we bought, I got some oil. The cheapest oil was 237 tenge. Oh well, you'll be on the old man's diet, and we... What, are we really going to buy juice? We need to get something average. Even though we're putting together a budget meal plan, we still need something decent to drink. Multi-fruit juice? Yeah, let's get multi-fruit juice. Man, we finally got all the fruit. We hope it's actually budget friendly. If it's not budget friendly, there won't be a video. We just finished shopping for the last groceries. That was the 3rd store we've been to, and our receipt came out to 4,614 tenge. Now that we're finally heading back home, I'll carefully lay everything out on the kitchen table, and then we'll promptly start cooking our meal. Impressions about the price? Impressions about the price? On a 10-day week, you could definitely bulk up. Even less. My receipt came out to about around 6 to 7,600, about 8,000. That's pretty much what I expected.
Converted to rubles, that's about...
Well, 1,500 rubles. Look at how much you took, you just grabbed stuff. You can keep them for yourself. I don't need them, I'll just take one. Alright, thank you, Maxim. No one saw this except us. You know, everyone from Russia who watches me was shocked because they have the paper bags there. When I was in Tomsk, they had those plastic bags like t-shirt bags, and I think they cost about 1 to 3 rubles. Well, friends, this is the amount of groceries we ended up with for the week. Here are the 3 receipts from the 3 stores I visited. And after adding them up, we get a total of 8,275 tenge for the week. Dividing this amount by 7, we get 1,182 tenge per day. When we convert this amount to rubles, we get 207.7 rubles. That's the amount we end up spending per day. Well, friends, this is the amount of food we ended up with. After I took all of this out of the bags, I realized this will make a really great starter kit, and most importantly, it will be very diverse, since we'll have a variety of different dishes. I just entered all of this into Word and directly into Excel and calculated the amount of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So, it turns out that in a week I will consume 1,167 grams of protein, 499.5 grams of total fat, and 3,658.4 grams of carbohydrates. And overall, that's my total caloric intake for 7 days. 21,687.5. And for 1 day, my protein, fat, and carbohydrate intake is 166.7 grams of protein, 71 grams of fat, and 522 grams of carbohydrates. So per day, I will be consuming about 3,100 kilocalories. Okay, friends, I'd like to mention right away that products like cucumbers, eggs, and tomatoes are all much cheaper in the summer. Therefore, our budget could be reduced even further if we buy these items specifically in the summer. But since it's winter now, the prices for all of this are a bit higher, so that's the budget we end up with. Now let's get started with preparing these foods. Let's go! First, I'll lay all of this out raw into separate containers so we can see our ingredients. These are the raw products for a 1-day meal plan. Unfortunately, I don't have a scale, so I'll be measuring everything by eye, dividing the total amount of food into roughly equal portions. I've laid everything out on plates, and now we can see what our daily meal plan looks like. And most importantly, our budget even included a whole 0.5 liters of oil, because many people who make videos about budget meals don't include oil. By the way, oil isn't exactly cheap, so I only bought 0.5 liters, but even that is a lot for a week's meal plan. Before we start cooking anything, let's make a menu for the whole day. And first up, we have breakfast. For breakfast, we'll have oatmeal. Next, for snacks, we'll have either an apple or an orange, just one. For lunch, we'll have rice with eggs, tomato, and onion. Then we have buckwheat with a chicken cutlet, followed by pasta with cheese and a chicken cutlet. Sixth, we have rice again, and it will alternate as well. I decided to buy 15 crab sticks. That's enough for 3 days and 4 cutlets, so it'll be either with 4 crab sticks or with 1 cutlet. And seventh, this will be our last meal of the day. Cottage cheese, also with the remaining half of a banana. Now, you might start writing to me like, what's so healthy about this meal when you're frying all of this, first of all, and secondly, you're frying it in oil too. And why did I choose cutlets instead of plain chicken breast? Why is that? It's because chicken breast is more expensive than these same cutlets. Thanks to the cutlets, we'll have a bit more variety than we would with just chicken breast. Moreover, since chicken breast is quite expensive, we would have had to buy 2 whole breasts. But I have no idea how you could stretch 2 chicken breasts for an entire week. That's why, thanks to the chicken and salmon cutlets, as well as the fish sticks, even though the dish turns out a bit fattier, it's still much more varied, and possibly even tastier. If that doesn't suit you, of course, you can buy chicken breast instead. And you can also buy frozen fish, but I couldn't find frozen fish, and the chicken breast was expensive. That's all there is to it. Well, friends, we've finally prepared our daily meal plan. First, we have oatmeal with bananas, followed by a snack. Depending on the day, that'll be either an apple or an orange. The next meal is rice with egg, onion, and tomatoes. Then we have buckwheat with tomatoes, cucumber, and a chicken patty. After that, we eat our pasta, which is topped with cheese and served with a chicken patty. Next, we have rice with cucumber and a salmon patty with onion. And finally, our last meal of the day. This is a small banana puree made from the remaining half of a banana and cottage cheese, unleavened bread and juice. Cooking took us only 40 minutes. And most importantly, these are the most budget-friendly products because our entire weekly meal plan costs only 8,200 something tenge. All in all, that's not a very large amount considering you're an 80-kilogram person who wants to gain weight from 80 to 85 kilograms. So friends, remember that you can eat deliciously, healthily, and also not very expensively. See you all next time.